Hi, I'm Lindsay Sutherland Boal, the host and producer of the COVID Chronicles Canada. Well, who would have thought 10 months in that we'd still be here? Not me. I can assure you that when I decided to start this video series. So for the 25th episode, which I was preparing to film at the end of 2020, I thought long and hard about who that guest should be. And it seemed fitting, instead of interviewing one person, to go back and interview as many of my guests to date to figure out how far we've come in our respective jobs and in our industries as a whole. But the conversation for all of us seemed to be more personal. And so this episode of the Chronicles is dedicated to connecting more on a personal level and thinking a bit about the choices that my guests have made for themselves that are making their lives better. In the comments below will be a more fleshed out clip of our time together, but I hope that you enjoy this episode as much as I have. It's certainly been my favorite.
I like a good audience, you know what I mean? I like a small group of people that are interested in me.
I remember something you said to me during our Chronicle. One day, soon, We'll see each other and hug.
Yeah. I meant like in 2 to 3 years. I think for me, I've had a lot of time to reflect, but I'm sort of tired of reflecting. Like there's only so much that's new. You know what I mean, though? The greeter, the woman, they put your stuff on the hand, which is, have you noticed some of them, they squirt out and it's like 90 pounds of disinfectant, or it's like the smallest squirt ever. But the one that,
or it launches.
Yeah. And it just, so like my nipple is now, free of COVID, but the rest of me is quite contagious.
I think one of the things that has changed that I truly love, there isn't the same pressure from work to dinner table that I used to have. We can find some pleasures, even though there's still pressure.
I love that. Find the pleasure, even though there's pressure. Oh, that might have to end up on the wall. I'm so happy to see your face. What? You look all fancy. Your skin looks great.
Okay, I have a trick though. It's the Zoom filtering.
Shut up.
I quit my job, and that's not the only thing. My husband and I, and we're moving to Mexico in a few weeks. So
what sparked the move?
COVID kind of sparked this. I was like, I can't be working around the clock like I am, burning at both ends with the 9-to-5 job, with my business, cook dinner and do all the things and feel happy every day.
Have you had a perspective shift?
Definitely. We've slowed down in our personal life a lot. There's no rush. I don't want to fully go back to rushing around like a crazy person Monday to Sunday.
So what does make you happy?
Connecting with friends and family, and mostly my kids, not always. And then at work, making sure that my clients are satisfied and are getting good advice.
I'm surprised, how many designers are bakers.
And I'm also getting my George Brown certification. So I'm taking 3 classes at the same time right now. We did pies. I'm done pies, thank God. And we're doing cookies, and then I'm doing a theory class.
What?
Yeah.
That is so great. So you went from urban, condo, city life to
an acre and a half in the country. Yep. In Manitoba.
Holy banana. Are you still in the same job?
Yes. I've been doing this job remotely since March.
You have taken your fitness to an entirely new level.
It was just incrementally, 1%, just like they say, just get 1% better every day. And it just opened up this whole new world for me. And so actually now I'm getting my personal training certificate.
How would you characterize good leadership in uncertain times?
3 things for leaders to be really authentic. Really focus on showing up each day in an authentic way. The second piece kind of links with that, which is self-awareness. So you have to know yourself. You have to understand what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, build a team around that. And the other thing, strong back, soft front. And so what that means is all of us are assertive, but we also have a soft front where we're open, we're vulnerable, we make caring about our people part of our leadership practice.
A lot has changed for you. You're moving from condo city life
To have a backyard and a front yard and a basement
and a house.
And making snowmen in a backyard. I think that's okay, right?
It's more than okay. And I was just going to ask you, could you have imagined at this time last year that you would have said that sentence?
No, right?
By many accounts, you've led an extremely interesting life. How has faith played a part in that?
They talk about a rope and how a rope is made strong. So I would say that faith actually is the center of that. One of those that wraps around it then is family. And then the other one would be the support networks of the community that I work in the musical world. It would always be the thing that could remind me to be thankful for the gifts that I've got.
So COVID has forced me to take time out to smell the roses. We moved temporarily from an apartment downtown Vancouver, and we're now on the island, and we're in a house that we own. I suddenly, like that, have an interest in gardening. I have to trim them, I have to talk to them, I have to water them, I have to do something with them. They don't talk back to you.
Giving ourselves grace is important. Like, I want to do something and I haven't decided when. It will happen. I feel like if I know I want something, there will be a time I will have that. Just give yourself that grace to get it when it's a good time for you to have it.
Oh God, did you think we'd still be here?
Oh,
What's been the most common piece of parenting advice you've given during COVID?
don't take away your kids' technology or freak out about their technology. They are not addicted.
The secret about me is that I don't know how to tie a tie. I'm nearly 40 years old, and I go to Ottawa and I have to buy a tie at the Bay or at Simon's. So I make the salespeople tie it for me so I can go to Parliament Hill or to the House of Commons. The one question that I've always wanted to be asked is like, how did you get so handsome? Well, I discovered that there's a door in my building on the ground floor, and when you open the door with your fob, there are these machines inside. Like one of them is I think it's called a treadmill. What am I doing that I wouldn't do before? I'm having more honest conversations with people and going to the gym once. Lindsay, it turns out there was a gym in my building the whole time.
And every time I have the opportunity to talk about interesting people I've met on the show, I always talk about you.
Wow, okay. I'm honored and flattered. I used to travel actually every week. Took a flight on the Monday morning and I'd return back on Friday and spend time with family on Saturday, Sunday. I never actually spent so long time with my wife or with my children in my entire life. But maybe you may see actually there's also an opposite reaction. People actually fight more often. So I thought I could build my small house as well as I could have my yoga retreat center over there. And I can enjoy my life, quite good balance between, my spiritual life versus my professional life.
But what would you say is either the thing that you love most about your job?
By far the most beautiful thing I've ever in my professional career have ever been involved in is our charity renovation. A charity or a non-for-profit in Ontario that provides very important services to Ontarians. And the feeling at the end of that project pulls on the heartstrings.
In order for this to work, we need to detach from what we perceive to be our ideal outcome.
So it's really connecting to what are you really asking for and begin to ask for that. Universe, what else is possible?
In order to fulfill our desire, whatever that is, we need to detach from wanting things and we need to attach to feelings.
But you can't have a point of view about what it's going to look like.
This is the key.
That's the key.